This is an emergency action message for all parents in Washington State and a stark warning for all parents in other states. Here in Washington State, we passed an initiative to the legislature, I-2081, which is Parents' Bill of Rights. Our state government decided that we didn't need that Bill of Rights, and they decided to litigate it, and we won in court. But when we won in court, the House passed HB 1296 as an emergency measure, and the Senate SB 5181 as an emergency measure. A couple of points of notes on this. One, first off, this is to override your parents' Bill of Rights and strip you of your parental rights. Full stop. Even the Republicans, who finally got their act together and decided to vote together, voted against this and tried to get an amendment saying, look, how about at least in cases of, sexual abuse to our children by school officials, we should be able to know about that. Guess what? Your government, those lovely little Democrats or whatever you want to call them nowadays, they're all the same to me. They said, no, we're going to protect those people who do whatever they want to your children. And you as a parent don't have any rights to any records whatsoever about what's going on in the public school system. So this is what they're doing. So we the people, parents, passed a Bill of Rights saying, hey, we have the right to know what's going on in the schools with our children. And guess what? Your government in Washington decided to tell you, no, you don't have a right to know what we're doing to your children. So here's what everybody needs to do immediately. You have a limited amount of time before they consolidate these bills. This gets to the crackhead governor, and he signs it, which you know he will, to strip away your rights. So you better get into your school system if you have children in public school and request a complete record of everything. Every psychological thing they've ever talked about, every medical thing they've ever talked about, every educational thing, absolutely everything. Their attendance, all comments, a complete record. Not just look at it. You want a hard copy. Because right now, at this very moment, you have a limited window to where you have your parental rights. We had to fight for them in the first place. And then we had to litigate them after we got it passed. And now they're going to go ahead and pass something under an emergency provision, which means that regardless of what you ever do, hey, this is an emergency, and so therefore parents will never have any knowledge of what's going on in the public school. If you're not mad by now, and you're a parent in Washington State, what's wrong with you? Do you think it's okay for your government to tell you to pound sand and do whatever they want behind closed doors in the public education system? What kind of frickin' parent are you? How selfish do you have to be before you decide to say, I'm going to stand up for my children? Do you not love them? Do you not care for them? Are they some sort of status symbol to where you're willing to sit on your butt and do nothing while your legislators take away your right to be a parent? What'd you even have them for in the first place? I've been whining about this, crying about this, complaining about it, however you want to phrase it, for years now. I've been telling you they're trying to take your children. They want nothing other than to indoctrinate them. This state does nothing but breed children who hate their parents, indoctrinate them into Marxist ideologies, and strip them of their humanity by marching them off to chemical castrations and physical castrations. And there are so many parents that say, well, as long as I got to go to work and can pay the bills, I guess it's okay. When are you going to wake up? So many of us have already left the state. Now, I'm still here fighting. But most of the good fighters are gone. When are you going to wake up and do something for your children? When is enough enough? If putting a $25,000 fee on every firearm you own is not enough, taking away your ability to defend yourself, taking away your children, taking away every aspect of your humanity, you might say, well, good old Trumpo is leading the way and freedom's going to return. Are you kidding me? Do you really think that he's going to be able to do anything to stop this madness in Washington State? No, the people are too busy. Well, as long as I get my Seahawks game or my Mariners game and can pay my bills and whatever. If this does not incite you, your own children being stripped from you, No rights whatsoever to go into the school system and say, hey, you know what? My kid told me about some sexual abuse. I'm sorry. Due to HB 1296 or SB 5181, whichever one they finally passed, they're both the same, we can't tell you anything. That's just like if your child goes to them and says, you know what, I'm a little bit confused today and I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling about myself. They can strip you, those children, from your house and put them in a halfway house so that they can give them the therapy that they want for your children. That wasn't enough to incite you, but now all rights whatsoever. After standing up, signing initiatives, passing it on the ballot, the majority of Washington actually passed I-2081. And now your government says, yeah, I don't care. When are you going to wake up? I'm sorry this rant went on, but you know what? You need to hear it. And if you can't stand this, don't want to do anything, you know what? I don't care about you. I don't care what you think about me. I'm someone who's willing to stand up for my children, for my country, for my way of life, for liberty, for freedom, for for not molesting these poor children. Are you freaking kidding me? What happened to parents who cared about their children enough to stand up and do something about it? If not now, forget it. It's too late. That's it. That's my rant. If you don't get on the phone right now to your legislature, to your governor, to whoever it is, to your city councilman, whoever you just want to whine and crying about, and raise holy heck, and then show up in the Capitol or whatever you got to do to let these people say, hell no, get your hands off my child. If you're not willing to do that, I pity you. I really do. Get up and fight for your frickin' kids. If you're not willing to fight for your own rights and your own kids' rights, you're frickin' worthless. Absolutely worthless. Nothing you ever amount to will ever overcome the dereliction of your duty for standing up for your children. So forget it. Go buy your Mariners tickets if that's your thing. And if your kids just don't respect you and don't ever want to talk to you again after they leave the home, well, it's because they've been indoctrinated to Marxism and you have no one else to blame other than yourself. Trust me, I know. God bless all those who stand for liberty and freedom. And for those who don't, I curse every last one of you.